Hello, everybody. We will get started in just a few minutes here. I'm going to give everybody a little bit more time to hop on. And then we will dig in. Kate, I see you. Hi.
Hey.
Okay, it is 6:01, so I will go ahead and get started. If you guys have success partners or people that you've signed up, make sure you tag them in the event so that they know where to find the link to actually get on. Okay. We have Kate Kraft joining us tonight, and she's going to share about overcoming shit. Did you guys like the title of that one? I was like, what do you want to talk about? And she was like, overcoming shit. And I was like, perfect. Perfect title. We'll run with it. So I'm just going to go through the calendar that we have in Lux really fast before turning it over to her, just because I want to share a few events that we have going on. We also have the little Success Club game type training, type selfie thing that we've got going on. So every time you have a Success Club point or anyone on your team has a Success Club point, make sure you share this with them because we're going to do a drawing to give away $100 at the end of the month. And I'll probably do the drawing on the 2nd because it kind of takes a couple days for all the Success Club points to register and things like that. So that, every time you get a point, you take a selfie, hashtag it with I am awesome, with however many points you have, 85. If you need to add in toes, you can do that. Borrow a finger from a kid, like whatever you need to do. But make sure you post the pictures and make sure you use the hashtag because that's how we're actually tracking it is by the hashtag, okay? So we have, going to the team, or to the actual calendar, we have the team chat tonight. We have live power hour every single Wednesday. You guys, every single Wednesday is the live power hour. I will be hosting it tomorrow. And then we have a different leader every single week that's going to be hosting it. The other leaders this month are going to actually record themselves doing a power hour and then post the recording. It's getting hard to kind of show on actual Facebook Live and stuff because you can't really show what you're doing on your screen. So most of us are going to be doing it in Zoom, recording it, and then sharing it in Lecture Public. I will actually be doing it live just like this on Zoom tomorrow, and the link is posted in the event. And I'll turn on my screen share and kind of walk you guys through what I do and go through Asana and everything, okay? So make sure it's in your calendar. I'm doing it tomorrow at 12 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock my time, okay? But every single Wednesday we'll have a live power hour posted. Super Saturday is this weekend. If you guys aren't going to Super Saturday for whatever reason, you're new, you don't know where what, like, go. You have to be at a Super Saturday. These live events are huge for your business, and it's just good to be around other coaches and other people who have the same passions and same oomph and drive and excitement in the business as you do, okay? You can go to your online office and click on, I think it's, I don't even know. Click on, is it news and training and then events, I think? Yeah, A couple of people are giving me thumbs up. News and training and then events, and you can click on Super Saturday and find an event near you. Even if it's a short drive, like even if it's a 3-4 hour drive, you've got to be at one of these events because they're life-changing, business-changing, okay? I will be at Kate and I will be at Kansas City Super Saturday, along with a lot of other Lux coaches, I think, so it'll be fun. On the 10th, Monday the 10th, we have the challenge group webinar. So it'll be very similar to what I did this last time when we hosted a challenge group webinar, only Kari Callwhite is going to be hosting this one. So she's going to get on, share her fitness journey, her fitness story, and then kind of do a little pitch at the end as far as challenge groups and how to join and things like that, okay? So that'll be on the 10th. 11th, on the 11th, on that Tuesday, we have a new coach broadcast. So any new coaches who are on.
I can see here. Yay.
Well, hello. Really fast. Any new coaches that are on. Why can I not? Okay.
Mute my.
Okay. Quit unmuting. I'll do it. Nobody touch anything. Oh my gosh. Okay. So any new coaches that have joined the team or have missed the last new coach broadcast, you can have them hop on and we basically go over Success Club and Emerald Rank and what to do as a new coach, what to focus on, yada, yada, yada. Okay. We have another one of those on the 25th. So they have 2 opportunities this month to actually do that or to join that. Another like power, yada, 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 yada. I am starting my challenge group on the 17th, so I put that on the calendar as a date for you guys to shoot to start yours. Totally a suggestion. Doesn't have to be on that date. It's just there as a suggestion. Another team chat on the 18th. Power Hour Business Opportunity Webinar on the 24th. So just like last time when we shared, like what is coaching, and I shared my journey of coaching and yada, yada, yada. Kind of a coach pitch. So any coach prospects that you have, you want to invite to this one. We're actually hosting it live from Punta Cana, okay, this time on the 24th. So it'll be me and Kate, and I think Addie's going to be, no? Are we going to do it on Wednesday?
We get there the 26th.
Damn. Okay, so I'm going to do it with who? Jen and Samantha and Kari.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Kari.
Okay, so yeah, Jen Worth, Samantha Hawley, and Kari Callwhite. So we'll all host on the 24th. Kate's out. Kate's not invited to that one. So business opportunity on the 24th. Outside of that, I think that's it. And we're going to end the month strong, and everybody's going to hit Success Club because there's $100 on the line, and it's super exciting and super fun. And Success Club moves your business forward. Okay. Any questions on the calendar? Pretty good. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's literally the same thing every single month. Okay. All right. I will turn it over to Kate and let her talk to you about how to overcome shit. Okay. I just like to say the actual title of the call tonight.
It was probably one of my favorite event photos that I've ever seen, and
yes,
I totally shared it with my whole page. So
from now on, I think I'm going to use some sort of cuss word in the title of our team call somehow. Like,
I don't know why you shouldn't, because that kind of, that's kind of our vibe.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself, and it's all you, girl.
Okay. Hi, my name's Kate Kraft. If you have not ever met me before, I am a diamond coach here on the Lux Republic. I've been as high as 3-star qualifying, and if you know anything about Beachbody coaching, those diamonds, they fall and they grow, and they fall and they grow, and I'm in a growth stage right now. So I would encourage all of you to consider yourself always in a growth stage, and that growing is hard and it's painful, but pain is inevitable. Suffering is an option. And so I'm going to talk to you about the fact that I was suffering through the last probably 2 years of my life, and probably before that, but I coped a lot better before that. There's been a lot of stuff that's gone on, and I'll kind of give you a little bit of a run through, and then I'm going to share with you what I did to overcome and what I'm currently doing, because still growing, still overcoming shit. When I was talking to one of my coaches, she's probably getting on here late because that's her MO. Olga Morris. I shared what I want to be my new cover photo with her, and she shared two words that really hit home with me, and it was stand tall. And I feel like I haven't always stood tall in this season of my life, but it is my goal to stand tall at the end of it, and as much as I can during it. You're here. I see you. She's doing her workout. I once thought everything was too hard. I was never going to have a great life, and there was nothing I was going to do to change this. For over 5 years, this thought process proved true, and it was because I married an addict. But the addict that I married was clean. He was clean for 12 years before I married him. He lived a sober life until he didn't. In November of 2011, he hurt his shoulder, and the result was diagnosed as nerve pain, which people can't do shit about except prescribe medication. And a ton of pills came into our life in November of 2011. And grape juice was the drug of choice when I was growing up in our house. You know, we didn't even have soda in the fridge. So I had no idea what I was running into with this. The obstacles I faced throughout my adult life with these pills in my marriage, financial hardship, I lost a lot of friends, and I had uncertainty about my future. Did I want to have kids? Did I not want to have kids? I didn't know, because I really didn't know what was coming from day to day. My truth is this: I knew the way that we were living was wrong, but I was too afraid to make a change that might leave me all alone. What if he became the person that I thought he could be without me? It was during this time, this 2011 to 2015, that I started following Beachbody coaches on Facebook. And I started following their journey with Insanity the Asylum, Turbo Fire, and P90X and things like that. And I was like, that would be so cool. And I would go home and I would share these thoughts with my husband, and he'd be like, it's not a real thing. People aren't really doing that. There's no way you could actually do that. And I believed him. So I didn't. But I still asked for P90X, and I got it. And that is probably what saved me more than anything during those first few years. Was Tony Horton came into my living room every single day. And Tony Horton made me feel like a badass. And then Tony Horton and I, 75-minute workouts just couldn't be my jam my entire life, because, you know, adulting is hard. So I found Shaun T, and then Shaun T made me feel even more like a badass. And I didn't have Shakeology, and I didn't have Team Beachbody, and I didn't have a coach, and I just pushed play in my living room. And for those 30 to 45 minutes every single day, I was able to escape. I was able to find an inner strength in myself. And when I looked in the mirror, I was proud. And when people would compliment me on my muscles, and when they would compliment me on my strength and my stamina on the tennis court and things like that, I was proud. And that was about as far as my pride took me in those days. And at least it took me somewhere, right? So when you think that all you're selling is workouts, the person that was supposed to be assigned to me as a coach then when I got my workout, she really should have reached out. She really should have reached out. She really should have showed me she was a real person, and showed me that there was so many more people out there like me, because I think she could have changed my life a lot earlier than the person that opened this call had the chance to. So those of you that are afraid to reach out to your leads, shame on you. Own it. You are their coach. Whether they want you or not, it is your responsibility. Reach out, make a friendship, and do your best. So this was my life from November 2011 until I left December 2nd of 2016. There was a few bright moments, and I, shared that I did my daily workouts. I taught tennis. And those passions, they helped me deal with my demons. They helped me deal with the fact that I knew the life that I was living was not ideal, and it was not something that would make my family proud, or what I had even envisioned for myself, even as a young adult. But you can deal with a lot when you feel good about yourself. And working out and helping people play a sport that I loved was an amazing escape for many years. And I would definitely describe that as a highlight of my life. Now let's get into the shit. Fast forward to spring of 2015. In March, we took a vacation to Puerto Rico. Living with an addict, you do a lot of the same things every single day and every single year. And Puerto Rico was our destination of choice. We would vacation to Puerto Rico at least twice a year. We would go to the exact same spot, rent the exact same Airbnb, go to the same place to get drugs, and drink at the same bars. And that's what we did time after time after time. And every single time before Puerto Rico, I would fall in love with a new Beachbody program. P90X was my first, Insanity was my second, Insanity the Asylum was my third, Insanity the Asylum 2 was my next one, Les Mills Pump was my final one. And that last trip in March of 2015, I didn't fall in love with it. And it wasn't the program's fault. It was life. And I had had enough. And I didn't realize that I had enough because I wasn't that self-aware, because I wasn't doing personal development, because my stupid free coach didn't reach out to me and tell me about this amazing opportunity. Do you get what I'm saying? It's your responsibility to share all this shit with people. Like it's your responsibility. So the vacation from hell led us back home and me into therapy almost immediately, because my husband was threatening to divorce me, and oh my God, I couldn't live alone. Hindsight, let him go. So I went into therapy, and then I also remembered that there were all these Beachbody coaches living these amazing lives, doing what I was doing in their living rooms and getting paid for it. And how come I couldn't do that? So I started researching coaches, and I found two. And I chose the best one because she had badass tattoos, and she was in Kansas City, and she was hosting a Super Saturday actually. And on April 24th, I believe, 2015, I drove my happy ass 2 hours up to Kansas City, and I asked for 5 minutes of her time. And that's when I knew I was going to be a Team Beachbody coach. And I knew that I wasn't just going to be a coach because I paid the $40, I paid the $140 and bought the challenge pack. I knew I was going to be a coach because I wasn't going to disappoint this scary lady. And she wasn't really scary to me because people aren't very scary to me. But what she was she was real. And I knew that I wanted to be real more than anything at that point in my life, because I was tired of lying. I was tired of living under this, this just fakeness of a shell that I had become. And she just basically told me that you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. And so that was the chance meeting with a woman that changed my life. She introduced me to my very best friend, Addie Yoder, who should be on this call and not in bed already. Maybe she's putting kids to bed. But so yeah, she introduced me to Addie. She introduced me to, you're weird. She introduced me to a better way to live and a better way to think. Someone is showing you his dinosaur. I believe that. If I change, I'll get all distracted. She introduced me to a better way to live. And this was not, my intention did not, stop it. My intention when I joined Beachbody was not to become a full-time Beachbody coach. My intention when I joined Beachbody was to go on free trips, was to meet some cool people, and was to have a greater sense of self. Outside of my tennis family, which mainly was, like 10 to 18-year-olds. Like I had no adult friends at that point in my life. And so that happened. I signed up, I think May 4th of 2015. And on June 30th of 2015, so barely 60 days, not even that, we got fired from our tennis job. We got fired from a job that we made $10,000 to $12,000 a month, teaching kids how to play tennis, traveling around the country at tennis tournaments, wearing, this shit every single day and drinking Gatorade. And, it was a great freaking job. I loved it and I was great at it. And it was not my intention to get fired. So that was the first pit in my stomach after becoming a Beachbody coach, that I felt like I was losing control of my life. So we go on a road trip, and I have no idea what I'm doing coaching. She tells me to post. She tells me to message people, and she tells me to hit Success Club and rank advance. I hit Emerald within my first 30 days because she told me to do it. I did it. I found 2 people. My sister wanted to see what this was all about, and my husband signed up because I'm mating. That was it. Hit Emerald. Next, it was Success Club. So I started talking to every single person that I knew about it, because there was no way I was going to get one more person to sign up that month. It was my first month. How in the world am I going to have success? I had 2 more people sign up that month. I had Success Club 7, I think, my first month. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And then early on in my second month, I got Success Club 6, I believe, and I stopped because I didn't want anybody else to sign up that month, because I wanted to hold them off until July. Like that was my thought process, because I wasn't good enough. Because you know what I didn't do that she told me to do first off? I didn't do the personal development. I thought it was a waste of time. I got onto every single team call. I made sure that she knew I was there, that I asked questions, that I participated, that I engaged in all of that stuff, but I didn't do the personal development. And because I didn't do the personal development, I didn't get to thrive early on in my business. I didn't get to uncover the Coach Kate that was buried beneath all of the bull crap that marrying an addict brings into your life. So that was May of 2015 all the way through December of 2015. And in January of 2016, I was put in between a rock and a hard place. He told me that we either make this work or we have to live lives that we don't want to live. Well, I was already living a life that I didn't want to live. So the thought of really living a life that I didn't want to live scared the crap out of me. He scared me. He scared me into coaching. And I don't know if I thank him. I don't know if I hate him. I know I hate him. But I know that moment in January, part of me really wanted to do it, but part of me was just so scared of what else was out there that I just dove all in. I dove all in, and I went to every single YouTube channel that Scotty Hobbs, Anita Myron, Raina Odell, Amy Silverman. I went to all of them. I watched every single video these people had, and then I would not get up out of my chair until I applied one of their systems 50 times in a row. I would not get out of my chair until I did what they told me to do 50 times. Not that I wrote it down in my notebook and closed my notebook and got up. I would sit there and I would send out a script that Anita Myron told me to send out 50 times before I could go to the bathroom. I would sit down and I would listen to Scotty Hobbs and how he went through his conversations, and I would do that because I didn't feel like I had a choice. So January through March, that's how I ran my business. In April, I hit kind of a wall, and it's because I stopped doing my personal development. January, I got on the personal development train. February, I carried into it. March, I had it and let it go at the end, because you know what I did in March? I hit Success Club 40. I hit Success Club 40 in March. How many of you have hit Success Club 40? This girl never even thought it possible. Never even thought it possible. So when I did, I freaked out and I quit doing everything because I didn't know what else to do. I'd already gone way past what I thought I was capable of. I needed more personal development. Big Success Club numbers does not excuse you from doing your personal development, especially when life is hard, especially when life is chaotic. Does that make sense? It is there in the good times, the easy times, the bad times. It is there in the chaotic, shit-filled times. Personal development needs to be there at all times. Okay, I think we get that. April through August was a complete mindfuck. I would not have gotten through April through August without Addie, without my team, without Raina, without just really zeroing in on that core group of coaches that take this seriously and that show up. So if you dabble into this Beachbody thing because you don't have the time, or it's just a hobby for you, you will never get out of it what we are getting out of it. It does not take away from our lives. It adds to our lives in so many ways. These women are my best friends at this point in my life. They are my sounding boards. They tell me when to grow up. They tell me when to adult. They tell me good job. They tell me that they're proud of me. They fly from Denver, Colorado and Kansas City, Missouri, all the way out to LA and tell me to get my shit together. Like, that's what this community can do for you if you go all in. And when I say go all in, I don't mean that you have to be on your phone for 1,000 hours a day. I mean that you have to use your time strategically. And how will that not make your life better? Learning how to use your time strategically. How will that not make your life better? It will. Just do it. Okay. So that was April through April through August, and then September hit, and it was just a painful ending. I had it up to here. I was still too afraid to leave. I was still too afraid to be alone. I was still too afraid that he would become the person that I always wanted him to be. He would become the person I always wanted him to be, and I didn't have the guts to leave, even though I had a lot of people rooting for me and knowing that that was the best thing for me. I wasn't doing my personal development. I wasn't seeing the writing on the wall. Like, that is a huge vital behavior. How do you overcome the shit? You read about shit. How do you overcome shit? You read about other people that have overcome shit. How do you overcome shit? You listen to stories about people overcoming shit. There is no way you can overcome shit on your own. It's not possible. It's not possible. I guarantee it, because I tried. And then in December, I got out. In December, after a hell of a November that I was taken to the ghetto in a foreign country and sat in the back of a SUV while my husband bought marijuana for $30 from a guy with a gun on his hip. Yeah, that happened. That happened. And when we got back to our house, he said, "What are you freaking out for? Everything's fine. He was a nice guy." Right? Like, there's some shit that people go through that they can't put out there in the world. That what are people going to think if they hear that? I didn't tell that story to people for months. For months, I didn't tell that story because I was so embarrassed. And you know what? It was not my fault. It was not my fault. So that was a sign, and I took it as sign number 805,000 million to get out. And December 2nd, I did. December 2nd, I sat in the back of my dad's car in San Diego, California, and I texted Addie and I said, my dad is bringing me home. And I just remember Addie saying, "Yay, Dad." Nothing else. Yay, Dad. And then I came home. And December was an okay month. My niece was born. I was home for the first time in 12 years, basically. And I was just trying to figure out what to do. I hit Success Club 24 in December. I didn't do a whole lot of work in December. What I did do in December is I worked out. I got a personal development book, Brene Brown. I thought it was just me, but it wasn't. I would highly recommend that to anybody and all people. Brene Brown. I thought it was just me, but it wasn't. I posted and I reconnected with my team. Those 4 things. I worked out, drank my shake, posted, reconnected with my team, and read personal development. Did I say that I invited? No, I didn't invite. But you know what? Personal development replaced inviting for me in December. But you know what I had been doing January through November? I had been inviting and building relationships with people, even in my series of chaos, because my coach told me that this business is built on relationships. And so the more that I reached out to people, the bigger I could grow my business. The more I reached out to people, the more I could help people. The more my business grew, the more people would start reaching out to me. It was like a triangle effect. And I just kept going like an Energizer bunny, January through November. And in December, when I had to stop because I couldn't do all the vital behaviors at that point because my brain was so just fucked, excuse my language. When I replaced inviting, I still had the momentum from the last 11 months and those relationships that kept coming in that I got to help 12 people that month. Yeah, hi Joe Kids, sorry. That I got to help 12 people that month. In January, I had crazy depression. Wouldn't get out of bed some days. My sister forced me to work out. Addie had to force me to remember to eat. Like, it was bad. I helped, I believe, 7 people that month. I got to Success Club 13. Thank God for the all access pass and 3 points. I think that was that month. Lowest Success Club month I've had. Yep, she told me to put my pants on every single day. Did you get your pants on? Did you put new pants on? You know, that's my friend because of Beachbody that's telling me to do this. That's not my friend from the first day of kindergarten. That's not my best friend that I met when I was in college. That's not my friend that I worked with at one of my first jobs. That is my friend through Beachbody. And do you know why she was able to be that strong for me? Because she works her 4 vital behaviors. Because during Sesame Street, she reads her personal development. This is why you need a success partner. Because when you have your January, you need somebody that's stronger than you to remind you how strong you can be. In February, fear took over depression. Fear that I knew things had to change, but I didn't know if I was ready to make those changes. This fear was paralyzing and debilitating, but it also led me to go to the new leadership conference. I had qualified that from hitting 2-star and hitting a bunch of elite points the year before because my team is awesome and my team works their nuts off and my team is just incredible. I don't know where I'd be without my team. And new leadership conference was that fire that I needed to end all communication with my future ex-husband. That was the moment that I believed in me. That was the moment that I knew that yes, I could build this business into something that I could be proud of, not something that could support him as well, but something that I could be proud of, something that was mine, something that was solely for me and my clients and my team, and that there was no negative energy sucking away from it. And then Raina and Jen came out to New Leadership Conference and they drilled that into my head that I was enough. They drilled it into my head that I was worth the risk, that I was worth building a new life for, you know, like that is what the leadership does on this team. We are not cuddly and warm all the time. We aren't, but we are real and we are super caring and we are amazing friends and we step up when we're needed. So March, I had a fresh start. I had a new lease on life. I was ready to make big changes in my team and my team could feel it. And instead of my team pretending that nothing happened, because that's not my team went ahead and called me on all of my bullshit. And they told me how me living in a life of chaos had impacted them and how it had, and how, I mean, Vanessa, you're on here. I know you are. Vanessa Hager, she has turned into an amazing leader on our team. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that what she saw I was going through, she didn't get wrapped up in it. She saw beyond my shit and saw what this opportunity was. And a lot of you that blame your leadership for your failures, for you people that blame Raina for your failures, I've been there, I've done that. Totally been there, totally done that. Thought, man, I signed up with the wrong person. And you know what? That's just a reflection on you. Vanessa never went there with me. She said, I'm going to do it with her, or I'm going to do it without her. I hope I get to do it with her. But unless she gets it together and removes that toxic sludge from her life, there's no way that's going to happen. So she let me know that. And that really built me up. That empowered me to know that I was making a good decision. That empowered me to know that where I was at this point in my life, and how much emphasis I had put on this community and my team and my tribe, I was right. So April, we're going to keep it going. We've added a ton of new people. I mean, who saw Raina's Success Club numbers last month? Like, mind blown. I had 9 new people added last month. Like, that's amazing. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, and let's integrate these people into a community that cares and a community that shows up. So during this time of overcoming shit, from January all the way till last month, March, Raina, you guys have to stop this thread thing. Knock it off. So January 2016 all the way through March of 2017, I hit Success Club 10. How did I do it? It wasn't because I had a supportive husband. It wasn't because I have the best abs on the planet. It wasn't because I have a secret to Beachbody coaching. It's because I did the 4 vital behaviors. And honestly, I didn't do all 4 of them at the same time, all the time. The emphasis that I had was my workouts and my relationships. I got my workout in every single day. I posted about it every single day. I built relationships with people that liked my post, and I built relationships with people that were active on Facebook. I would build a relationship with anyone about anything. I see one of my coaches on here right now, and it's one of my favorite stories. Her name is Nicole, and Nicole had shared, or somebody shared to her timeline, a Wonder Woman t-shirt. And my success partner, Addie Yoder, is Wonder Woman. That is her brand. She loves it. Scarlett, her daughter, loves Wonder Woman. And so what do? I start up a conversation with Nicole about Wonder Woman. And you know what? I talk with Nicole almost every single day now. And you know what? Nicole is over halfway done with Country Heat. And she's waking up before she goes to work so she can fit it in and then spend time with 5 kids that live with her. 5 kids that live with her. Yeah. You think you don't have time? Nicole has 0 time. You know what else she does? She tags my clients in our wellness group to make sure that they're doing okay. So Nicole doesn't have a big downline yet because she just joined me in December. That doesn't stop her from helping people. Oh, she doesn't have enough people to tag in some of her posts? Okay, I'm going to use yours, Kate. Great. That's what this is. That's what this is about. It doesn't matter who you help. It's just that you help. And the more you help, guess what? The better you get at helping. So I build relationships. I share my journey, and my tribe rocks. That's it. I've made an investment into this tribe. I've made an investment into my team, and I've made an investment into the Lux Republic. If you are one of those people that complains about notifications go up all the time. I'm putting too many groups. I can't keep it straight. Invest. Get to know the people in the threads. Get to know the people in the groups. Participate. Go to your Super Saturdays like your coach told you to. Like, this is how you overcome shit. is you completely and utterly invest in a community that wants you to do your best, look your best, and feel your best. And coach, that's all I got. She's still on? I don't think she is. I think she left. Does anybody have any questions? I love you too, Kari. Thank you, Taylor. Yeah, I think Raina's like totally done. So, oh, sorry. So if anybody has any questions, I didn't mean for you to be in tears. If anybody has any questions, please, I think Raina's in the bathroom maybe. I'm not going to open up the chat. I'm just reading it as it comes up because then I can't see faces. But seriously, if anybody, damn it, if anybody has any questions, just let me know. I'm happy to help.
You just asked if I was in the bathroom.
Maybe.
Sorry. Sorry. Are you doing Q&A? Okay.
I made Taylor cry.
Dude, you about made everybody cry. I'm sitting there just like, I need to go to the bathroom.
You're for everything.
Oh my gosh. It's chaos here.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm proud of you. Honestly, could not be more freaking proud. What did you just say?
I called shocking.
Oh. I thought she said shocker.
I'm like, what?
I have one more thing to share. And I am, just so all of you know, I'm going to this support group called Al-Anon for people that have had relationships with addicts and alcoholics and things like that. And they have some literature, you know, it's kind of one of those step programs. I just needed something else besides my personal development. And it says, just for today, I will try to strengthen my mind. I will study. I will learn something useful. I will not be a mental loafer. I will read something that requires effort, thought, and concentration. Like, I think that more than anything, that's what we do as coaches, is we try and we put effort into something every single day, whether it's a workout, whether it's a reading, whether it's a post, whether it's a conversation, like, put effort in. Okay, now I'm really done. I won't talk anymore.
I love that. Anybody have any questions for Kate, or what do you have a question about?
I don't know.
Okay.
Hi, girls.
Hi. I have a question.
What?
Go
Why
for it.
isn't he here with us right now?
Why isn't Kate here with us right now? I have no idea.
Who's Cake?
I heard it snowed.
Oh.
I don't like snow. Move back to the beach and I'll come visit you every day.
Deal. All right, I'll let everybody go. Kate, thank you again so much for sharing.
And thank you everybody else.
And thank you everybody else for
Thank
hopping
you.
on. Have a good night, guys. Bye.
Bye.